Okay, so in case you've been living under a rock, right? It's been a couple days now. Charlie Kirk has been shot and killed. What does that mean for us as us people who believe in God, believe in the Bible, waiting on the promises, waiting on the new covenant, waiting on deliverance? What does that mean for us? You see what I'm saying? This means that we're coming into a new time, into a new chapter in these last days. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, prophecies are exponentially increasing rapidly. We're seeing the scriptures unfold before our eyes. Like I said before, what does this mean for us? You see, Charlie Kirk shooter supposedly, right? A lot of people saying it was AI, it was fake. The rings are hopping off fingers, and things are. Um, Bullets are leaving massive holes that usually wouldn't be the case. I mean, all type of speculations, right? But for what we see from public perception, he's off the camera, he's off the screen. What does that mean for us, right? We're already seeing the implications of this. Okay, him being shot and killed on a Utah University campus. We're already seeing the implications of that, and I wanted to bring this up to show you what's actually going on. Let's go to this article right here. Two Mississippi men were found dead hanging from trees. What to know about the cases, okay? And I want to point out the fact that one of the brothers was actually found on a university campus as well. Eyes on at Delta State University, as a student body was found hanging from a tree on a campus September 15th. A second Mississippi man was also found hanging on Monday. So really think about that. Of course, Mississippi being one of the most horrible states to be a black man in. Okay, talk about talk about the private prison system, talking about the people who are just being wrongfully accused. I mean, terrible history. See what I'm saying? But something that was usually always hidden, which was lynchings, right? Something that they would do, like again, once again, if you live under a rock, something that they do and continue to do, capture unsuspecting black men off the streets, take them into the woods, all right, and do their thing. They lynch them, just for fun, just for sport. Their uncle, their grandpa, they got a ranch, they got some land, they got hogs on the land. All you gotta do is throw the body, and the hog is gonna eat everything. See what I'm saying? That's what they do. You see what I'm saying? So this has always been hidden below the scenes, but now look what's going on. Delta State University, a student body was found hanging on the campus. You see what I'm saying? So you can see the direct correlation between Charlie Kirk being killed on a campus, or what they perceived, to, or what these evil people perceive as one of their own being killed on the campus, to then taking it out on a black person, also, and putting his body on the campus as well. I mean, you can see the correlations with that. Okay, not only did black people have nothing to do, let's go back to it, nothing to do with his murder. Um, who's facing the consequences for that? At the end of the day, right? We believe in the Most High God. We believe in the Bible, and we know um, life and death, health and sickness is in the hands of the Lord. Whoever perisheth being innocent. Okay, so we know one way or the other, the Lord found it just to pull that brother's card and whoever's card. You see what I'm saying? God is always in control. You always got to keep that in mind. Always got to remember that. Don't question the Lord's ways. His ways are higher than your ways. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know what reason the Lord had to pull that brother card, but from our point of view, from our perspective, it was just a black man being hung. You see what I'm saying? And we know it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know it is a direct correlation. Something that they will usually try to cover up, they usually try to hide, is front page news on the campus, a direct statement to show one for one. Or you take one of ours, we're going to take one of yours. That type of mindset. So we already see the implications of that actually happening. And that's not really it. Like I said before, this is going to be a new chapter in these last days that we're going in. What does this have to do with us? You see what I mean? We see the page turning in these prophecies, man. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of earth. And to see the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know it, he had but a short time. The devil know he got a short time, man. Things are wrapping up. Things are picking up. They're talking about civil war. And it didn't take Charlie Kirk being killed for that to be the case. They've already been talking about civil war. Let me play this video for you just so you can see the mindset of these people at the time. Okay, this video right here is about a undercover, what was it, FBI agent who was investigating some of these white supremacy cliques or whatever the case. They always been talking about civil war. You know what I mean? So that was already in the plans, but with Charlie Kirk being gone, with everybody being angry and being riled up right now, okay, which was the plan. Now they have even more of a justification and more people on their side to go ahead and do the things they always wanted to do. Let's play this video to see, to get some clarification of what I'm talking about here.
I'm going to have to ask the question. And if the answer is no, then the penalty is death. I may very well have to put a bullet in the back of my dad's head. Their views are this. They believe that society is going to collapse on its own or from man-made events, and they want to speed up the collapse of society. And they want to do it through guerrilla warfare tactics. We take out a power grid. We take out a water system by poisoning it. So at that point, I'd gained enough trust to be brought in to the murder plot. You're talking about going and buying catch bags that attach to your AR so it catches the brass so you don't leave it. We're going to leave all of our electronics at a campsite. We're going to go to a pay-by-the-hour motel. We're going to scrub ourselves, make sure there's no dead skin that can come off. When I went back to the office to run the FBI's training, I told everybody, the 19-year-old led carbine training, and it was good. They could get the drop on a lot of average Joes.
See what I'm saying? So that was an FBI agent going undercover within some of these white supremacist groups to see what's going on. Like I said, they've always been talking about civil war. They've always been ready. Okay, that deep-rooted hatred for blacks. You see what I'm saying? That deep-rooted hatred, and the Bible talks about that. Okay. So Charlie Kirk is he's just the justification to go ahead and start implementing some of these things, and they're already calling for it. You see what I mean? So even before he died, they was talking about it. Now more so even now that one of their main guys is gone, they definitely bringing it to the forefront. You saw in the video he was talking about targeting power grids and water supply. That has always been the case. You see what I'm saying? It's something that comes to mind all the time. And all these troops from conservative areas, like we talked about Mississippi, West Virginia, Kentucky, a lot of these places that harbor these people in these regions have these deep rooted generational hatred for blacks. So what is Trump trying to do now? He's trying to take those people and place them in the urban areas around primarily black people. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how that is going to unfold? Okay, you couple that with the anger and and resentment they have for Charlie Kirk being killed, for that white woman from Ukraine being stabbed in the neck, real or not. Okay, the picture that's in these people's mind, they're angry, they're upset, and they're pointing a finger at who? At blacks. You see what I'm saying? The news media is always talking about, oh, it's the radical left, the radical left, the radical left, the radical left, right? Who votes primarily Democratic? What demographic of people? Let's pull that one up real quick. Votes by a large majority Democratic. Black voters once again. You see what I'm saying? So not only angry at black people for stabbing that black woman in the neck, not only are they just angry at black people in general for Charlie Kirk being killed, they're already starting to lynch brothers out there, brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? So they now they're sending or they're trying to send, and I got that article up as well, National Guard troops from these conservative areas into the urban areas. So you can see how this is just a perfect storm for a lot of chaos to unfold. You see what I'm saying? And you add that power that power grid disruption. You add the power blackout. You add the lack of media coverage. What does that sound like to you? You see what I'm saying? That sounds like Katrina all over again. No cameras, no videos, no power. Just a bunch of racists, just a bunch of angry whites in a poor black area with guns. What's the equal sign for that? What's the equation? What's the answer? What's going to happen when you couple all those things together? Let's see what it's talking about. If you haven't read it already, President Trump initiated a federal takeover of Washington, D.C. Police Department and deployed the D.C. National Guard to address what he characterized as a crime and homelessness emergency. Following this, at least 7 Republican governors sent additional National Guard troops to the capital at the request of the Trump administration. States that have committed troops include South Carolina, West Virginia, Ohio, Mississippi, South Dakota, Tennessee, Louisiana. You best believe, me as a black man, you best believe you won't catch me in any one of these states by myself trying to walk around places I don't belong. Okay, so these type of people are not only going to DC, they're going to New York, they're going to Chicago, they're going to Memphis, all the black urban areas, Louisiana, Mississippi, you best believe it, right? And still harboring that resentment for everything we just discussed, right? Everything we just discussed. And they see with the left being the majority of the problem in this country, all the problems in the country is stemming from the left. And who votes primarily for Democrats, which equals the left? Blacks, okay? So the devil's coming out in great wrath. You know, we got a little bit of time. You could see the writing on the wall, all right? It's all coming back full circle. You see what I'm saying? He's targeting all these other minority groups, all these different other people. But at the end of the day, it's always been about the Negro. You see what I'm saying? It's like how our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, or the one called Jesus Christ, said, when you see the Romans surround Jerusalem, hey, it's time to go. See what I'm saying? They're surrounding Jerusalem once again. We see them surrounding them. We see the Romans surrounding Jerusalem once again. Okay, everything is lining up. It's the perfect storm. You see what I'm saying? Let's play some of these other videos to see just the mindset of some of these people, man.
Should have been kneeled down on that platform in front of that train and had a machete just take his fucking head off. Film it for the world to see. We don't need a justice system for this. We don't need oh man, you'll see your day in court. No, dude, it's on camera. There's no argument of innocence or guilt with this. I'm sorry, there's not. And I know that's a dangerous precedent to set, but this is the most obvious thing in the world. We need to bring back public executions in the most heinous way possible, the most painful way possible, and the most drawn out way possible if you're willing to do something like this. Not just a bullet to the head, not just being hanged, not just an electric chair, none of those. We need to scare the shit out of people from doing this. That's the only way people are going to learn, or we need everybody armed to where people don't have an opportunity to do this. I mean, I know if any of us here were sitting on that bus and we were behind the guy or next to him and we saw him pull out a knife, my gun would be out. And I'd probably ask him, what the fuck do you need a knife for right now? Because there are situations that call for you opening a knife, opening a box, hunting, but on a bus, in a seat. Anyways, it's clear that nobody wanted to do anything about this. Everyone was scared. People didn't know what was going on. But in a situation like this, I have to ask again, if you were to put the guy down on the bus after the incident happened, what would happen to you? We just don't know anymore. And it's one of the reasons why I recommend attorneys on retainer to everybody. If you're in a...
All right. So you see the mindset of these people, okay? They're locked and loaded. They're ready to go. You see what I mean? All they need is the call. A lot of them are already started. And a lot of them are already, they've said that it started. And I'm about to play that video for you in a second. They said the Civil War has begun. That's the mindset of where they at right now. You see what I'm saying? Let's read some of these comments to see. Let's go right here. Let's go. Everyone who was nearby and ignored the situation should be convicted as accomplices. The dude doesn't even deserve a trial. It's already on video. Put him in an electric chair. Never turn your back on them, ever. And who's that talking about? Of course, it's talking about blacks. You see what I'm saying? Always keep your eyes on them. I never turn my back. I always keep them in front of me. I walk at night by myself. Night is home field advantage for them. That's pretty funny. You see what I'm saying? But it's not racist when it in the truth. It was a hate crime. Arrest the judge to never sit near. You see the mindset of these people, man. Right? Locked and loaded, ready to go. Right? Let's play this other video right here.
Seems bad.
Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country. Please, if you're watching this, and you share the same sentiment, send it to Donald Trump, share it on your page, whatever. Get this message out there. This is not a joke. I'm a peaceful man. Time for peace is over. I'm willing to fight and I'm willing to die.
You see what I'm saying? Now let's look at some of these other articles, man. I mean, like I said before, like I said about 3, 4 times in this video, they're ready to go. They're ready to go. And this man, like I said before, what's the big deal about him taking of him taking a bullet? Well, it activated something within these people that they already had, but it made them even more on fire, coupled with the other incidents that we're talking about with that woman, right? And who's going to be the victim of all these things? Blacks, okay? Because they see blacks as violent. They see blacks as ruining the country that they so love. They see blacks as continually voting against the things that they believe in. Okay, a lot of them conservatives see blacks as the primary left voter. I mean, you see on the news, they always talk about radical left, radical left, radical left. The shooter who was a radical left lunatic. You hear these key words, but who is the primary demographic voting in these for the left? Blacks. And it's all done on purpose, mind you. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going, right?
No, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any way to get any electricity.
Us preppers have been.
See what I mean? Like I said before, man, this is to wrap everything up. You see the perfect storm, the perfect scenario happening, right? We see the writing on the wall. Troops in urban areas. Conservative, more than likely racist, more than likely, okay, about not. More than likely, okay? I'm just going to say it. That's the case, okay? People come from these particular states, these particular regions, already upset, already having that militant mindset, already upset about blacks being violent, already upset about them taking out Charlie Kirk, or them being the primary voter base for the group that they claim took out Charlie Kirk. I mean, you already see black men hung on college campuses. We clearly see the writing on the wall, right? And now with the power grip that their dog whistling that could be easily taken out, and we see the Civil War plans for the FBI agents saying that that's something that they already planned and wanted to take action on. The writing is on the wall, brothers and sisters, man. Am I telling you these things to put you in fear? Of course not. We know the Lord promised to keep us safe in these times to come, right? This second Ezra 15:31. Oh no, let me go to actually Jeremiah 30:6. Ask ye now, and see whether do a man travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all the faces are turned to paleness. That's the time that we're coming in. It's going to be a time never before seen on this earth of evil, of death, of chaos, of mayhem, famine, war, pestilence. Okay? Alas, for that day is great, so there's none like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's the part that we're waiting for. Okay, all these things that we're seeing are falling on the earth, yes, we're going to have to go through hard times and tribulation and the trial of our faith. Some of us even to the death. Okay? But this is what we're praying, and this is what we're hoping for all these evils that's going to come upon the earth, come upon our people, come upon Jacob. We're praying that the Lord deliver us out of it. You see what I'm saying? For it shall come to pass in that day, the Lord of hosts, that I will break the yoke from off thy neck and burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. So that's what we're praying and hoping for, man. Right? 2 Ezra 16:68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take of you certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idol. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So that's what's coming on, brothers and sisters, right? You see how easily AI video could persuade the minds of many. Like I said before, before they release any technology to the public, to the average Joe, they already used it. They already had it. God only knows how many societal changing videos that was released were actually AI to begin with. God only knows. You see what I'm saying? All it's gonna take is for them to take a brother in one of these videos, okay? And you don't have the kind of videos that they have, the super realistic ones. The ones that they released, there's always some kind of cartoonish filter over this, so you can kind of tell what's going on. But they have the real stuff, all right? All it's gonna take is to put it on a video, or use one of the plans that they have. But more than likely, it's easier just to use the video, right? Of a brother wearing fringes, of a brother with a Bible and affiliated with some kind of particular congregation, to do what that other black man did on the bus. That's all it's gonna take. Or maybe blow up a white Christian school. Maybe grape some white women. That's all it's gonna take for real. You see what I'm saying? It's really not gonna take much. It's not gonna take much. Okay, these people are already riled up. They've been riled up, but they're riled up even more. People are already dying because of what's going on. You see what I'm saying? They said be in every place, and the next city is a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So you know something's gonna happen that's gonna make these people target those that fear the Lord. You see what I'm saying? This is the context, okay? They're calling for public executions. What did the Bible say is going to happen to some believers? Some of us are going to be beheaded. Isn't a guillotine a public execution? I mean, come on, man. I would have never thought this a couple of years ago. I always wondered how the Lord was going to have all these things unfold. But we see all the writings are on the wall, man. What a great time to be alive. It's a serious time to be alive. But of course, we gotta have faith in the Most High God. We gotta have faith in the unbegotten Son. We gotta do what's pleasing unto Him. All right. We gotta love and treat each other how we want to be treated. Okay. That's what we gotta be doing, man. We see the writings on the wall, brothers and sisters, man. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, and then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Like I said, our faith is gonna be tried like gold in the fire. Okay. Christians always teach about the pre-tribulation rapture, like you're not gonna go through nothing. No, man, you gotta go through the fire, like you're gold, like you're precious. All precious stones go through that pressure, go through that fire, that heat. You see what I'm saying? Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Right? That's where we are right now. But I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid neither doubt, for God is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, says the Lord. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift themselves up. Right? So that's what we're praying, and that's what we're hoping for. Okay, that's why we have faith, brothers and sisters. All these evils are about to be unleashed on this earth. The devil knows he got a short time. He's unleashing his minions. He's using AI. He got robotics, thermal drones, all type of stuff, man. But guess what? We got a Lord, man. You see what I'm saying? Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. We're not affiliated or involved in any kind of wickedness and evil. God knows that we're innocent, okay? But they're gonna do something, right? They're gonna do something to basically pin some kind of evil on those that fear the Lord, just like they're doing now, okay? Just like they're doing now. And all these things they got lined up, we see it coming. We see it coming down the pipeline. I hope you brothers and sisters are praying, are fasting, and staying involved, or staying connected to God, man, because the days are evil. The days are evil. In those days, man, be ye even as pilgrims upon the earth. You see what I'm saying? So we're coming on those days, brothers and sisters, man. We gotta give our praise to the Most High God, Father Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, peace be unto you. Shalom.